we are doing a circle audit. Remember, the people closest to us can determine what we think about ourselves, can determine our future, can determine the environment that we only see. And so, within a few minutes, if you have your pen and paper, let's do this exercise. Within a few minutes, let's write down the 5 closest people that we spend the most time with. Well, in one pot is your family. So don't say my brother, my sister, my uncle, my aunt. No, one pot is your family. So your mom, your dad, your brother or sister, that's one. Then write down 5 other people that you spend time with, the most times with. And it could even be online figures. It could be online celebrities that we follow. Write down 5 of them. Who are they and what do they stand for? Who are they? So my wife and my child, they are my family. They support me, yeah, and they help me. They bring joy to my life. They make me laugh and the likes. And then mention some other people. So that's very quickly. I hope you are writing it. Then the next stage is evaluate their impact. So the question you need to ask is that, do they lift me up, or every time I'm with them, do they drain my energy? Be honest with yourself. If I'm with this person, do I get lifted up? Do I learn something? Is my mood really good? Am I happy every time I'm with them? Do they encourage my growth? Do they question or challenge my thinking? And when I tell them about the things I want to do they support me? Or are they the kind of people that when I'm with them, they drain my energy? Every time I'm with them, I can't even share my goals with them because they will laugh at me. Or do they encourage my growth? Do they encourage the way I think? Do they challenge me, or do they just talk about rubbish that doesn't even challenge my thinking at all? That doesn't make me think. So evaluate their impact. Evaluate their impact. And then, based on your evaluation, now look at those lists and say, who am I going to continue to be close with, or who am I going to distance myself from? Who am I going to limit my interaction with? Who am I going to get even closer? And then if there are some people that you, for example, where you need to get to, the skills you need to get, who are those new people that I want to bring into this circle? Because in everything we have to be intentional. It doesn't just fall on our laps like that. We have to be intentional. Who are those people that I need to invest more time? Who are those people that I need to maybe shift back from a bit? No, I'm not saying you will hate them or whatever, but you maybe just take a bit of distance from, because remember that the voices that are closest to you are the one that shapes your destiny. Then the next one is, who are those people? Who are those new people that I want to bring into my circle? I hope that exercise was helpful. If it was helpful, if you just put an emoji or yes on or if you just put a chat and say yes, and then yeah, we'll move forward. Thank you very much. So then, thank you, Shemilore, thank you, Mariam. That's good. So then we'll go to the next voice. What are the voices we've looked at? We've looked at your inner voice. We've looked at the voice of mentors, the voice of teachers. We are looking at the voice of your circle. The next voice we are going to look at is your digital voice. Your digital voice. A lot of us, we are very good on social media. We are very good on phones. We are very good with all this technology. But then we need to be careful. Because as I said previously, there are some people who are successful or would pretend that they are successful, but they are not the type of people we need in our lives. We are surrounded by various streams of voices on TV, on YouTube, on social media, influencers, content, comment sections. Those digital voices, they shape how we see ourselves. And I think this is the frontier where we need to be very, very careful. Because for these other voices that we are talking about, you can actually meet them in person. But with a digital voice, you might never meet these people. And a lot of times because you can never meet them, a lot of them use the opportunity to say so many negative things. And that's why we need to be careful of what comes into our heart. I'll share one more Bible verse. It says, guard your heart with all diligence. Guard it with everything within you. Why? Because out of it are the issues of life. Out of this, your heart, comes the way you see things. So if you are opening yourself up to people who are saying limiting things about you, people who are saying, oh, you are not good enough, or you are not fine enough, or you are dumb, you are not clever, whatever, what that does is if you allow it to enter you, it changes the way you think about yourself. You see, not every voice online deserves your attention or deserves your trust. Not every voice. So you need to make sure you are able to filter these voices. You are able to question these voices. You are able to, just like we spoke about in our circle, we need to look at the ones where we amplify or look at the one where we just remove totally. I hope we are understanding. And so the key things we need to look at is we need to follow voices that inspire us to change, that inspire us to be better, that inspire us to dream bigger. You need to open yourself up you need to limit the negative content that will not enable you to think strategically or think articulately or make your voice clear enough. But also, you need to diversify your perspective. You see, a lot of us, there's something they call an echo chamber. So if you are in a room where it's echoed, once you say something, the thing echoes and echoes and echoes and echoes and echoes. But all you are hearing is just your voice. So a lot of times we only surround ourselves with the people who are saying the same thing as we are saying. That's what an echo chamber is. And with that, it reinforces our beliefs in one thing and doesn't enable us to think in different ways. So there are some limiting beliefs that we might have, but because we have the same people saying the same thing, we think that's true. That's why it's very good to diversify perspective. Look at people from different perspectives, different backgrounds, different viewpoints. I am Nigerian. My way of life, I love it, but there are some things that I know that needs to be better. So then I listen to other people. I listen to people who have also experienced different things, who are people of integrity, but have experienced different things that can then add to my own experience, that I can learn from. Diversify perspective. But also be careful and be intentional about who and what you allow to your daily lives. On social media, in real life, be careful. And then the final voice, which we are looking at, is your voice. Your voice. You see, if you are able to correct or if you're able to look at those previous voices, your inner voice, The voice of mentors, voice of teachers, voice of your circle, digital voice. If you're able to intentionally curate this, then your voice would be, you would know your voice, and you will know what you need to say. But there's another key thing. You need to then not just know your voice, but appreciate the power that it has. Your voice is like no other. As I said in the beginning, you are very unique. Your voice is like no other. When you discover it, comparison ends. Now you don't need to compare yourself with anybody, because you know that I am one of one. There's nobody else like me. So if I'm comparing myself to somebody, it's as if I'm comparing apples and oranges, because we are different. Because I am unique. When you embrace your story, each and every one of us has a story. We've come from different backgrounds. Even twins have got different stories, because they've experienced different things at different times. And so when you embrace your story, you can then speak with confidence the things that you have to say, the things that genuinely matters to the world. We need to be authentic, because that's our superpower. It means speaking what, based on your experiences, the things that you believe in, not what you think others should believe, or what you think others might want to hear. You might be the only person in a group of 100 saying the truth. Your voice carries more weight. And you need courage. You need courage. It takes courage to speak out when nobody is speaking. It takes courage when you see something negative happening, because we are talking about voices that create change. When you see something negative happening, it takes courage to be able to say otherwise. Courage is not the absence of fear. Sometimes your leg might be shaking. Sometimes you might be scared. Oh, what will they say? Or what will they think about me? But courage is actually you speaking irrespective of the fear that you might be feeling. You see, we talk about learning or being authentic in your voice. If you notice, every voice that has created change, especially positive change, if you go and find out about them, at the beginning, they faced doubt. At the beginning, they were a bit scared and were thinking, oh, will people listen to me? Oh, maybe I stutter a bit. Will people want to listen to my stutter? Or maybe I don't have enough vocabulary that my friends are having. Will people want to listen to me? But when you take that step, you realize that people will truly want to listen to it. You see, when I start speaking, for myself, I usually say, oh, if I'm speaking to the white people, if I'm speaking to other, they might not understand my accent. And the reason why is because there are some negative beliefs. There are some people who had told me that I'm from I've forgotten what did they call them? They're kind of like I'm a village boy. Let's put it that way. Oh, you're a village boy. Nobody can. But and when those people said it, that thing stuck in my head, and then I started questioning. When I realized that this thing is limiting me, I started, just like we saw that video, I started putting in new things, better things, and that thing gave me the confidence. And so now I don't care whether you are white, whether you are black, whatever color, wherever you are, I will speak, and I'm confident that you will listen. And so that's what I'm encouraging you also to look at. Each and every one of us has a unique story, and your perspective is powerful. Hope begins with your voice. Your voice has the power to spark possibility in others. And it doesn't necessarily be something big. It's sometimes just a little encouragement. Oh wow, what you did was really good. Or just a little, yeah, just a little well done. Just a little. Those things can actually go a long way in the lives of people. I've had varying experiences where I just encouraged somebody. Took me 2 minutes. But then later on, after a few years, the person came back and said, wow, if you didn't encourage me, I wouldn't have done this. There was one of my colleagues. He was doing the job, and I said, I think you are good enough for this higher level job. And he was like, oh no, I don't think I'm good enough. And moreover, he had just started the lower level job. He said, well, I've just started this job, and he was giving excuses. And I said, no, I think you're good enough. And I encouraged him, and he listened to me, and then he did the interview, and he got the job. And he was like, wow, I didn't know. If you had not told me, I didn't know that I could actually do it. And he's doing the job perfectly well right now. And so, just your voice, I didn't give him any money, but I used my voice to change his life. Your voice can create change. And very quickly, I'll run through it. But before I run through it, I want you to type on the chat, my voice can create change. My voice can create change. I want you to type it in the chat. My voice can create change. But for you to then be able to move on, thank you very much. Thank you, Shemilori. Thank you, Uncle James. My voice can create change. Wow, fantastic. Tife, thank you. Oreo Folua, thank you, Marion. My voice can create change. But for you to be able to get that confidence, you also need to know your purpose. Because when you know your purpose, it gives you confidence and it gives you a direction. So if your voice is rooted in purpose, you're able to speak with clarity, you're able to speak with conviction that everything you are saying aligns with your deepest values. You see, when I was telling this guy, when I was encouraging that my friend to apply for the job, I know what my purpose was. My purpose was to encourage people to become the best version that they could be. And so my voice in that sense was aligned with my purpose, and it gave me the confidence. It gave me the ability to speak with conviction to that person and say, I am sure you can do this thing. And I could see the change. So once you start knowing your purpose, whatever you say goes with conviction. I hope we're understanding it. So purpose gives our voice direction. We need to speak up. We need to show up every day. That's consistency. We need to be consistent with it. Sometimes we will show up and sometimes people will laugh at us. That's fine. I will keep showing up. Sometimes we will show up and the people we are encouraging might say no. I will still show up. Sometimes you will show up and everything will be absolutely fine. Continue showing up. Continue showing up. Show up, speak up every day. But for you to have a voice that shape change, there's one thing we need to do. We need to learn how to communicate. I'll give you some tips. We need to learn how to communicate. And what are those tips? The first thing is listen actively. There's something they call active listening. So sometimes somebody might be talking to us and we are just still on our phone doing something else. And the person is like, oh, are you listening? You say, yeah, I can hear what you're saying. You might be able to hear what the person said, but you might not be able to get the full communication or what the person is fully communicating. Because communicating is not just by mouth. It's not just by words. It's by body language. It's by facial expressions. So give full attention. Make eye contact. Truly hear what the person is saying. There are sometimes some people will say, I'm fine. But you can see on their face that they're not fine. You can see in their face that they want to say something, but they don't know whether to tell you or not. Listen to them. Active listening. But when you are also then speaking Choose your words carefully. Don't just say words anyhow. Because your word, remember, your voice shape change. So whatever words you use could affect the person you're speaking to, could shape that person's life. So choose it with intention. Be clear and concise. And also understand people's feeling. So when you are giving those words, understand their feeling and shape your words to cater to what they are going through. Those are some tips that would help you and that will not only because we are trying to make change. If you want people to listen to you, you need to let them know that you're also listening to them. And so those are a few tips. So very quickly, your action plan. And I think I'll stop it here. Your action plan. The main thing is clarify what you stand for. Know your purpose. Know the values that you stand for. And then once you know your message, you then want decide where your voice needs to be heard. It could be on social media. I have some people, some of my mentees who are doing really good work on social media using their voice. It could be on the stage, speaking to people, speaking to a lot of people. It could be in the community, speaking to people, but also doing things that will make change in the community. It could be in the classroom, but also be consistent. Set goals for yourself on the things you want to change. Remember, we spoke about the voices that can shape you. Look at those voices, work on it. My inner voice. What are the limiting beliefs? What do I need to change? What do I need to listen to that changes this thing? List those things. It's best for you to have them down that you can see. Then you know what you need to change. But if you don't have them written down or if you don't have them where you can see, then you might forget. Commit to consistent progress. And then every time go back and reflect. Wow, I wasn't like this before. Now I am better. I wasn't able to do this before. Oh wow, I'm better now. I could actually maybe I wasn't able to speak to someone for 10 minutes or speak to a crowd. Now I was able to speak to 20 people. That's good progress. And with that, it encourages you to even do more. Celebrate your wins. So now my question is, how are you going to use your voice? How are you going to use your voice? You see, your voice is your power. Your voice is your power. So you need to use it to shape the world that you want to see. I hope that has helped you. And if you have any questions, let me know. God bless you. Thank you.